Hello dear friends. Welcome to your lovely channel, Gyanalaya. Friends, in today's video we are going to tell you everything you need to know about a comet which is approaching first time in 50,000 years. Friends, typically, during the course of a year about a dozen comets will come within the range of amateur telescopes. Most quietly come and go with little fanfare, but some are particularly noteworthy. During the upcoming weeks, a newly discovered comet will be making a relatively close approach to the Earth. On February 1st, Comet C 2022 E3, ZTF, will pass to within 28 million miles of our planet, its first approach in 50,000 years. While this will no doubt entice many skywatchers to attempt to view the comet, whether or not one will actually be able to see it will depend on a variety of factors including location and light pollution from both natural and artificial sources. Friends, now in brief let's know about its discovery and history. On March 2, 2022, astronomers Frank Maskey and Bryce Boland using the Zwicky Transient Facility, ZTF, at the Palomar Observatory in Southern California, came across an object which they initially identified as an asteroid. It appeared very dim. It was estimated at magnitude 17.3, or nearly 25,000 times fainter than stars at the threshold of detectability using just the human eye. Subsequent observations revealed that this star-like object possessed a very tightly condensed coma, indicating that it was in fact a comet. It was the third such object discovered in the fifth half month of the year, which correlates with the letter A according to the comet naming system approved by IAU, so it received the designation C 2022 E3, ZTF. At the time, the comet was situated 399 million miles from the Sun, or just inside the orbit of the planet Jupiter. After enough observations were gathered to compute an orbit, astronomers determined C 2022 A3 to have an orbital period of roughly 50,000 years. Its last passage through the inner solar system apparently came during the Upper Paleolithic or Old Stone Age. If we take these calculations at face value, then the last people to look up and witness this visitor from the depths of the outer solar system were likely very early Homo sapiens or Neanderthals. But this may very well be the last time that C 2022 A3 comes our way again. The latest orbital elements suggest that the comet is currently traveling on an orbital path with an eccentricity of 1.00027, or in other words, a parabolic orbit. Such an orbit is not closed, so after it sweeps around the Sun, C 2022 A3 will move back out into deep space, never to return again. So, this will be the comet's last time to perform for us. Friends, now let's talk about the best time to observe C 2022 E3. The comet is now heading toward the inner solar system, gradually getting brighter. On January 12, 2023, it will reach perihelion, or come closest to the Sun, at a distance of 1.11 astronomical unit. The comet's magnitude will equal about 6.5. On February 1, 2023, it will pass the Earth at a distance of 0.28 astronomical unit while flying across the constellation Camelopardalis. This is the best time to see the comet as it will reach its maximum brightness. The expected magnitude in different sources varies from 5.1 to 7.35. It's estimated that by that time, the comet will be observable through binoculars or, according to some forecasts, even with the unaided eye. Sumit Srivastav, Senior Scientific Officer of Indira Gandhi Planetarium said, "For people who want to make sure that they see a comet, all they need to know is that comets have a streaking tail of dust and energized particles, as well as the glowing green coma surrounding it. The comet's tail will be visible to the naked eye." But as compelling as this all may sound, I now must temper any excitement by providing a very important disclaimer. Later this month, many people with binoculars and small telescopes will no doubt attempt to follow the path of C 2022 A3 across the night sky. But actually seeing it will strongly depend on your observing site. From locations that are plagued by light pollution, I'll bet that sighting this comet is going to prove to be a rather difficult task. And even for those who are blessed with dark and starry skies, finding the comet could prove to be a bit of a challenge. This is because as the comet gets closer to Earth it will become rather large in angular size, perhaps appearing nearly as large as the Moon by the start of February, as well as appearing rather diffuse. So, friends, that's all for this video. I hope this video was useful for you, and if you felt any difficulty in understanding any term then, comment it down, we will try to clear your doubt. Friends, if you liked this video so please share it with your friends and follow us on various social media platforms, links are given in the description. Meet you in the next video. Thank you.